To combat this lawlessness, the state once again called into being the Texas Rangers.
You the Texas Ranger?
I'm a Texas Ranger.
Texans are rightfully nostalgic when it comes to the storied history of the Texas Rangers.
Never doubt the Texas Ranger.
And it's the honor of the white hat that Pete Luna now hopes will help win him the job as the next Fort Bend County Sheriff. He was, after all, the ranger assigned to Richmond, Texas, before his retirement.
Because they know what I'm about. High degree of integrity.
But Pete Luna has a problem that should make him legally unelectable. After rejecting our request for an on-camera interview to talk about his candidacy, we came knocking, and we know Luna was home, but he wouldn't come to the door. So we talked to his Ring camera instead. Pete, you're a ranger, so I know you know the law. Under Texas law, you have to live in the county where you're running for local office for at least 6 months before the filing deadline. It's right here in black and white in the Texas Election Code. And on his application for the Democratic primary next March, Luna says he has lived in Fort Bend County not just for 6 months, but for 7 years. Lists his permanent residence address here on Falcon Talon Court. And Luna stood in front of that very house to announce his candidacy on social media.
And together, we can create a better and safer Fort Bend County for all.
And Luna swore out his ballot application in front of the Fort Bend County Democratic chairwoman.
He's registered in Fort Bend County. Since he's running for sheriff, he can live anywhere in Fort Bend County, the address. And I have accepted his application based on the information he has given.
Luna is registered to vote in Fort Bend County, lists his voting address at the Fort Bend County Courthouse. Obviously, he doesn't live there, but he's been taking advantage of a special exception for lawmen so they don't have to give out their home address. But we know where Pete Luna really lives, and he's got lots of explaining to do. This is where Pete Luna really lives, where he goes home every night, where he walks his dogs early in the morning. It's a Katy address in Harris County. Private investigators documented him at that house for weeks. A simple check of Harris County tax records show Luna's lived in that house for nearly 20 years. He even declares a homestead exemption on it, a tax break you get for your primary residence. Luna is not trying to sell the home either, so this isn't really a close call at all. That other address belongs to his parents.
I have no reason to not believe what you are saying. I'm not arguing your information.
We had hoped Luna would voluntarily withdraw before we had to air this story, but he didn't. So we are.
He filed that application. I look him up. He's a voter in Fort Bend County. I still could not reject him based on that information I may have heard in the wind. Okay?
Because you have.
Now, hold on. Can it be challenged? Yes. Is the party able to do that? No.
And it's not the first controversy swirling around the Fort Bend Democratic Party this winter. There are media reports that a candidate for Fort Bend County Commissioner, Ibrahim Javed, moved from Beaumont to Fort Bend County just a couple of weeks before the filing deadline. But at least he made an effort to move.
I care about the community where I grew up in.
Luna does have a history in Fort Bend County. A former adult probation officer, he spent much of his adult life working for the Department of Public Safety. So he busted people for breaking the law. Is he gonna bust himself now? You not only have to live in the county where you run for local office, you can't legally vote in a county where you don't live either. We got a copy of the ballot application under the Texas Public Information Act. Once it was filed, it became a government record, and falsifying a government record is a crime. It's also a Class A misdemeanor to knowingly or intentionally make a false statement on a registration application. We don't know if the Fort Bend District Attorney will care, but voters should. If you aren't honest about where you vote or even where you live, can you really be trusted to be the chief law enforcement officer for an entire county? I don't think so. How are you running for sheriff in Fort Bend County if you live in Harris County? Are you going to withdraw? Pete?